Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have the headphones on and a playlist that is curated by you guys. We also have an artist that is, in my opinion, the epitome of poetry and music. We are checking out some Bob Dylan. The song title today is Hurricane. If you want to help me out before we dive right in, you could like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification bell so you never miss out on listening to some really good tunes together. Let's go ahead and dive right into Bob Dylan, and the song title today, like I said, is Hurricane.
Pistol shots ring out in a barroom night. Enter Betty Valentine from the upper hall. She sees a bartender in a pool of blood, cries out, my God, they've killed them all. Here comes the story of the hurricane, the man the authorities came to blame for something that he never done. Put in a prison cell, but one time he could have been the champion of the world. Three bodies lying there, does Patty see? And another man named Bello moving around mysteriously. I didn't do what he says, and he throws up his hands. I was only robbing the register, I hope you understand. I saw him leave and he says, and he stops. One of us had better call up the cops. And so Patty calls the cops, and they arrive on the scene with their red lights flashing in a hot New Jersey night.
Oh, goodness.
Meanwhile, far away in another part of town, Reuben Carter and a couple of friends are driving around. Number one contender for the middleweight crown. Had no idea what kind of shit was about to go down when a cop pulled him over to the side of the road. Just like the time before and the time before that. In Patterson, that's just the way things go. If you're black, you might as well not show up on the street unless you wanna draw the heat. Alfred Bello had a partner and he had a rap for the cops. Him and other Dexter Bradley were just out prowling around. He said, I saw two men running out, they looked like middleweights. Jumped into a white car without upstate plates. And Miss Patty Valentine just nodded her head. Cop said, wait a minute, boys, this one's not dead. So they took him to the infirmary. And though this man could hardly see, they told him he could identify the guilty man. The wounded man looks up to his one dying eye. See, why'd you bring him in here for? He ain't the guy. Here's the story of the hurricane, the man the authorities came to blame for something that he never done. Put in a prison cell, but one time he could have been the champion of the world. Later, the ghettos on flame. Rubens and
This is absolutely stunning and beautiful. The thing is you could have so much fun with the instrumentation here. And I can't tell you what's my favorite part. I can't tell you if it's the combination of the moment where he says, here comes the story of the hurricane, with the awesome acoustic guitar, this just absolutely strumming his heart out, mixed with those hand drums, which are so crazy cool, and the rhythm and combination choices and switch ups that they have in it. It's beautiful and it complements everything so well, yet it adds so much to the song. But then that violin, it's so dangerously, painfully beautiful. And it has the potential to instantly pick you up off of your feet and whisk you away in the beautiful melody that it is creating. And I love the violin so much because, like I said, you could get lost in the feeling of the instrumentation. But then when you really listen to the lyrics, and it's so crazy because he's telling us a story, and it's not like anything truly rhymes, but yet everything flows so well. And I think, like my generation, like it's like all music and all lyrics rhymed. So to me, this is like really different and really cool that he's able to give us these lyrics in such a flow that we're able to understand the story, but it's a song at the same time. I'm unaware of this situation. But obviously Bob Dylan is a pretty big activist, and he used his music to spread a lot of really big messages. And like I said, I don't know this story, but I know now, like, the bulk of it. I feel like 3 minutes and 48 seconds into it, he's describing a man who's wrongfully accused. And I don't know exactly who the man is. He said he could have been the champion of the world, but there is a scene that happened down in a bar, and this man is basically going to be misidentified. And it's crazy that we're getting a historical lesson and a piece of history that I'm unaware about in a song, and he's able to give you just so much detail into the situation. And I think that's why the violin is so special, because I almost feel like it's speaking for the man that he's talking about. That pain and that danger when that violin goes off, it's almost like the emotion of the individual that has been swept into this situation that is unfortunate because of the color of his skin, where he's at. And it's kind of like he had no say in it. It was just the system at the time. So I feel like the violin almost speaks for him, in my opinion, and it's really beautiful, and it adds a completely different layer to the song. But I'm ready to get back to it.
Later, the ghettos are inflamed. Rubens in South America fighting for his name. Well, Arthur Dexter Bradley's still in the robbery game, and the cops are putting the screws to him, looking for somebody to blame. Remember that murder that you happened in a bar? Remember you said you saw the getaway car, sneaking like to play ball with the law. Think it might have been that fighter that you saw running that night. Don't forget that you are white.
Wow.
Arthur Dexter Bradley said, I'm really not sure. The cop said a poor boy like you can use a break. We got you for the motel job, and you're talking to your friend Bello. You don't want to have to go back to jail, be a nice fellow. You'll be doing society a favor. That son of a bitch is brave and getting braver. We wanna put his ass in the stir.
Wow.
We wanna pin this triple murder on him. He ain't no gentleman jail. Ruben could take a man out with just one punch, but he never did like to talk about it all that much. It's my work, he'd say, I do it for pay. And when it's over, just as soon go on my way up to some paradise where the trout streams flow and the air is nice, and ride a horse along the trail. But then they took him to the jailhouse where they tried to turn a man into a mouse. All of Ruben's cards were marked in advance. The trial was a pig circus, he never had a chance. The judge made Ruben's witnesses drunkards from the slums. To the white folks who watched, he was a revolutionary bum. And to the black folks, he was just a crazy nigger. No one doubted that he pulled the trigger.
Wow.
And though they could not produce the gun, the DA said he was the one who did the deed. And the old Algeria agreed. tried. The crime was murder one, guess who testified? Bellow and Bradley, and they both they lied. And the newspapers, they all went along for the ride. How can the life of such a man be in the palm of some fool's hand? To see him obviously framed couldn't help but make me feel ashamed to live in a land where justice is a game. Now all the criminals in their coats and their ties are free to drink martinis and watch the sunrise, while Reuben sits like Buddha in a 10-foot cell. An innocent man in a living hell. Yes, that's the story of the hurricane, but it won't be over till they clear his name and give him back the time he's done. Put in a prison cell, but one time he could have been the champion of the world.
The harmonica and violin paired together was like something that I have never heard. They could have given me another 8 minutes of just that alone with that steady, beautiful cadence of the drums. But then when the hand drums came in and that very, very catchy moment, which sometimes it's hard to say like a Bob Dylan chorus because there is so much context in his song, but this one definitely in his songs, but this one definitely had one. And it was so incredibly beautiful. And the thing is we just listened, and like I said, I don't know everything about this case. What I know is from what Bob Dylan just told us. But the way he kind of just described the justice system and how it was not favorable, but put it to such a beautiful, beautiful song. I mean, the way he delivered it, every single instrument, and then when it was over, it was an 8-minute song, and you were still left wanting more. And he wrapped the story up. He told you everything, down to how the trial even happened, and to the people who even testified, and how he was framed. He gave us all that. Wrapped it all nice with a bow in 8 minutes. You were still left with wanting more because the song was that good. There were moments where I did not understand how we could have the beauty and the sound that we got with the combination of instruments that we had. There were moments where it was just like, I can't believe this exists. It was stunning. And even that's crazy because it's not a happy song. But I'm sitting here saying that was beautiful. It's not a happy song. But it kind of stands to what we know about Bob Dylan. We know that his music is also a voice. It's a voice for the people. And he took those opportunities to speak. And this is one of those. So, yes, it is also beautiful in that way, too. It's just all around a very interesting song. And it would be one that I would listen to over and over and over. So, thank you guys so much for being here. Before we go, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your post notification bell. If you want to check out Patreon, the link is in the description. For now, let's go out in this big, beautiful world. Let's spread some light. Let's spread some love. And if we can, let's make somebody smile. Bye, you guys.